Welcome everybody. This is my second posting on YouTube, so I'm going to share a little bit from the heart, and hopefully over time I'll get better at posting and adding more content with more editing and videos and other things. But for now we're going to keep it simple and basic and authentic and just radiate that energy. So yesterday was the new moon in Virgo. And the beginning of some really big things. I spoke a little bit yesterday about what's going on astrologically and energetically. I tend to get a lot of messages from people during the day, during a week. Hey, is today a really weird energy day? What's going on? So on and so forth. And yesterday was one of those days to me. It felt a bit like a bulldozer knocked me down, and I had other people saying as such. So if you were feeling it, it was quite intense yesterday. And one of the things that I'm really finding in this time is we really need to use mantra and sound to lift up. So I have 3 meditations that I'm doing this month. I'm going to share them over the coming days. And if you want to join along, they're helping me. I mentioned yesterday, this month is a 9 month, so it's the subtle body. So it's tapping into these other realms, but it's also tapping into our creativity and really igniting that fire and that light. So this meditation and this mantra, Had Hare Hari Wahe Guru, taps into that infinite life force, that infinite Wahe Guru, the ecstatic ecstasy of God and of creativity and of life. And Had Hare Hari are different versions of that connectivity to that creative flow and life force. So we're going to do a mantra around that. And there's 2 different ways to do it, and I'm going to show you both ways, and then you can do it. And then at the end of the mantra, at the end of the meditation, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to share the other things that I'll do in the coming days for the month of September. So this one is creativity, prosperity, and protection. And then the other ones are for miracles, for hope in times of hopelessness when all else feels stuck and lost. So a miracle, prayer, and blessing. And then the last one is Ho'oponopono, which I've been doing for a long time, but I recently found a video of a gentleman named Aaron Doty, who I follow on YouTube, and he's wonderful, and he's been doing these recordings for years and has a very authentic style. And so I'm going to start sharing other people in the community and my community who I see, who I feel are really authentic. Don't need to post a lot of fancy graphics or otherwise. It's just them being in flow and sharing what's coming through. So I'm going to do that as well. So what we're going to do when we do Kundalini Yoga, and I'll share more about my journey with Kundalini, but also with other things, constellations and human design and all of the things, tools in my toolbox, breath work, you name it, I'll share it. And that way you have tools for your toolbox, and you start to learn which tools I need when, and we become masters of the self. And we strengthen our connection to Mother Earth and the divine. So in Kundalini, when you tune in to the teachers and the masters that brought this practice. So you bring your hands together in your heart center, and you tune in with a mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, which is I bow to the primal wisdom, I bow to the higher wisdom, the inner wisdom, and the wisdom of the teachings. So we tune in and we chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So we do a long, deep breath in. And I usually like to set an intention, just grounding it in. And what I often find with Kundalini is a lot of times we go up and out and we forget to ground back in, and it really destabilizes us. So being able to go out, pull in the blessings from our ancestors and the heavens and our guides and the teachers before us, pulling that down in through our crown into our heart center, and then grounding down deep into Mother Earth to anchor the blessings from above into the 3D. This time is really about we're moving out of dualities of 3D versus 5D, out of masculine versus feminine, out of head versus heart, out of human versus angelic. It's yes and all of these things. So what I've been imagining lately is me sitting just in my heart And around my heart, it's like I see infinity symbols just flowing, all of those things, yin and yang, and just finding that balance in that stillness space while things are kind of destructing around me, or that rebirth and that recreation. It's like a phoenix rising up out of the ashes. So we tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. We do it 3 times, and then we come back in, we set an intention. And the intention for today, I'm not going to play it long. I'm going to let you kind of continue on and play for yourself, and I'll post this mantra. So it's Had Hare Hari Wa He Guru. And it's by Simran Kaur Khalsa and Haribhajan Kaur. So we're going to take our hands like this, and you're going to put your hands in Gyan Mudra, so your first finger, and you're going to put your arms out to the side. So I'm just going to show you kind of out to the side, just on one arm so you can see, but they're both out. And we're going to do Had, Hare, Hari. So out, and then the fingers come down and they're facing down just at your heart center. And then Hari. Had, Hare, Hari. Wa, He, Guru. 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 And you can continue on doing that mantra for 3 minutes, 11 minutes. What I like to do is at least 3 minutes doing this. Had, Hare, Hari. Wa, He, Guru. Had, Hare, Hari. Wa, He, Guru. And there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can just pump the navel at every Had, Hare, Hari. Wa, He, Guru, and your tongue is hitting the roof of the mouth, which activates the pituitary, the pineal glands, which starts your glandular system working, which sets the vagus nerve, which resets the nervous system. So we're actually really moving the energy and resetting and decreasing our stress and our cortisol and all of the other things that create those elevated states and a state of dysregulation. So you can do that. You can then put your hands like this just by your side so that your elbows, you can kind of see your elbows are like this, hands are like this, just kind of at a slight angle. And you continue listening and chanting Had, Hare, Hari. Your eyes are closed, focused on your third eye. Had, Hare, Hari. Wa, He, Guru. So you can do that. The other thing you can do is you can also work it up your energy centers. So from your navel to your second to your third to your heart center. Had, Hare, Hari, and then Wa, He, Guru. And then feel those blessings coming back in and through you. So that's the meditation for the month. I'm going to do it every day. I started on the 1st and we'll continue on through the end of the month. And then I'll tune in at the end of the month to what October is bringing. We have this new moon yesterday. We have the eclipse later this month, the equinox. And we've entered into eclipse season. So blessings for this month and welcome. And I'll do different things each time and share from my toolbox, from my heart to yours. Blessings and gratitude.